When can we expect to see the contents of it?
I still think it has to go through the courts. So we may get an answer today, depending on the court's docket, probably next week, but certainly sometime within the next couple of days. And I think we're all kind of waiting with bated breath to see what was actually in there.
We certainly are. I guess that the big question I've got as it relates to markets is whether this last weeks of events and what's to come really drastically change the equation coming into the midterms.
I don't think so. Look, Republicans have been highly energized to show up in November and vote. This certainly adds to it. I always go back to events like this to what then candidate Trump said back in 2015, 2016, that he could walk down Fifth Avenue, shoot a bunch of people, and his supporters would still love him. He now seems to be, in their eyes, being persecuted, not prosecuted, but persecuted. And so the Trump base of the Republican Party is going to be totally ginned up to turn out. Not that they already weren't, but this just adds to their fervor to get out and vote.
I guess on the flip side, one question being raised is whether some of these legislative successes for the Democrats and President Biden can alter things on the other side, and the latest one of those expected today.
Yeah, I'm very skeptical that the Inflation Reduction Act is going to have a meaningful impact at the polls in November. I think voters are going to go on a couple of issues. One, on the Republican side, they'll turn out because of inflation, which the bill doesn't really address, the economy, crime, border security. On the Democratic side, I think the Dobbs case from June could wind up being a bigger factor than I had originally thought. We've seen some hints over the last couple of weeks that Democrats are more energized after that Supreme Court ruling. So maybe that gets them out in bigger numbers than what I was previously expecting. But I think probably it's a wash. And I just don't think that this week is that big of a deal in terms of November.
430 billion, of course, is a lot. It feels small relative to some of the stimulus packages of recent years. What might it do to the economy? I mean, clearly there's tightening on the monetary side, but it makes some sense. Try and stamp out inflation with some tighter monetary policy and a little bit of easing on the fiscal side.
So the issue for the bill is that it is implemented over numerous years. That some of the prescription drug provisions go in starting in 25, 26. There are other factors that they get phased in. So it's not an immediate impact. So, as an investor, if you're looking, what does this bill do for inflation and the economy in 2022, 2023? The answer is very little. The bigger provisions of the bill really kick in the out years. So there's not going to be an impact on the inflation issue, at least from the short term. And really, to your point, well, when you're talking about the size of the package, it's dwarfed in size, one, by previous COVID stimulus packages, and the other is that the Fed is the game in town. When you're talking about a couple $100 billion in fiscal spending that doesn't occur for several years compared to trillions on the Fed's balance sheet, there's no comparison. So it really is the Fed, not this bill.
Brian, just wanted to return to former President Trump. We had a former Ambassador John Bolton on Sky News this week, and regardless of this week's past events, his take was that he didn't think former President Trump would run again because he's more fearful of losing again than he, in fact, wants to win again. What's your take on that?
I think that's wishful thinking by some Trump opponents within the Republican Party. I think when you're looking at 2024, the biggest impact of this week is that it probably freezes the field. If the former president wants to run, and I suspect odds are he does, he's just going to freeze out the rest of the field, and it becomes very difficult for other Republicans who may want to run in 24 to actually pull the trigger and run. So, and again, the events of this week are going to really gin up the Trump base, who now see him as a victim, and that DOJ, the FBI, they're not playing fair. They're targeting him in ways that Democratic politicians don't get targeted. and they're going to rally around their leader. And so, this he may not want to be a loser, but I wonder if the ambassador is kind of projecting a little bit more than anything else. I'm really skeptical that this changes Trump's mind, and if anything, I think it could go in the opposite direction and make him even more likely to run.